Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. He said if you get ran over, that would be very sad. This guy's got jokes.
Can you get out of the road, backpack?
Hey, can you watch your fucking mouth? You sorry ass piece of shit. I don't want to ever hear you say something about hitting one of the people again. You sorry ass motherfucker. Meet the First Amendment, bitch. Are you guys done for the night? Like standing out here?
So we wait until 2 o'clock and then they have to clear the streets. We're going to help clear the streets and then we'll take that.
But nothing happened, so you're done like posting up for the night?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. But now they're coming back over here, so I don't know. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I was jumping in front of that guy. They're all going in there? Sergeant Bergeson. So we got Sayer, Hannah, Ash, Alas, and a bunch of ladies. So, what did that turn out to be?
Oh, it's a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding.
Yeah.
You guys thought you were done.
Well, we thought we were ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you guys just came right back.
Yeah.
So now you're done?
We think we're done. We think everything is good. We're going to try and open up the streets now.
All right. Thank you. You have a good night, Sergeant. Yeah. Allegretti is walking with this girl. Are you reporting a crime? Are you reporting a crime? All right, she doesn't want to answer. They're going into the detention center. There's the prison on wheels. There goes Sergeant Bergeson with the golf cart. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. He said if you get ran over, that would be very sad. This guy's got jokes.
Can you get out of the road, backpack?
Hey, can you watch your fucking mouth? You sorry ass piece of shit. I don't want to ever hear you say something about hitting one of the people again. You sorry ass motherfucker. Meet the First Amendment, bitch. So it's car 6687 that thinks he's bad on the microphone. But this is Robinson. Robinson's not yelling stuff like that. Yeah, we meet again, Robinson. You know I wasn't yelling at you.
I know.
Yeah, all right, right on.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, have a good night.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Robinson's already talking about me before I even get up here. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. How you been?
Wonderful.
Remember me from yesterday?
I remember you from the first time we met with Speed.
Hey, good memory, man.
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah, usually people forget about me. Like, what's up?
Well, you've been much nicer since that day.
I was never mean to you, man.
Well, I wouldn't say actually, Spees is the one who really stuck out from that night. You were just with him. You were just with him. I really don't remember if you were. I mean, you didn't answer any of my questions.
Well, it might have been two, and I'm only because I don't really remember the night, but I know what you're talking about, and I don't remember exactly like what I said. I don't think that would be me.
No. You didn't answer my questions.
Okay. Then
right.
More than
So
likely,
I like my questions answered.
Yeah, but I more than likely was probably dealing with something.
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
I'm doing that's the only time I won't do that. But I'll gladly talk with you. You know that. I'll talk to you.
Well, since then you've been nothing but nice, and I think I've been nothing but nice to you too. You know what I mean? We've had no problems. Who was that guy on the microphone last night?
On the microphone?
The one that I yelled at.
Oh yeah, when I was driving by you.
Yeah, who was driving? It was Hale's dumbass. Oh, I'm sorry. This motherfucker is a tyrant that likes to yell at people over the goddamn loudspeaker because he's got no fucking nuts. He's a fucking nutless bastard that thinks he can talk about running over the people and shit. He thinks it's a big fucking joke. This sorry ass piece of shit right here is gonna meet the First Amendment. Yeah, remember me, you jackboot fucking tyrant? You think that the lives of the people are just something that you can fucking joke about? I remember your fucking dumbass from last night. Yeah, I'm glad Sergeant Bergeson is here to see this too, because he's never fucking seen what happens when dumbass tyrant jackboots fucking think that they're comedians and get a white suit. You want to play in Vegas or you want to be a police officer on the streets of Austin, you dumb fuck? Which is it? Because you need to pick. You need to fucking decide, Hale. What are you going to be, a jackboot? A fucking dumbass that thinks you can joke about killing the people? I expect you to figure it out, you sad sack of donut powder. All right, Robinson on the right. Hannah and Hale have this guy. He looks pretty drunk. We got Sparkman, 7795. And Sergeant Ferguson over there. Sergeant, how's your night going?
Oh, it's busier than last night. I have to say.
It is definitely busier than last night, man.
I don't like the vibe. I don't know if you feel it or not, but just it feels like a violent night.
Last night was so dead. Things either happen in spurts or steady stream, right?
Yeah,
and really, they never happen in a steady stream. They always happen in spurts, patterns.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
True. Every night, when I used to be on patrol, not here, every night you notice more of the one type of call than the other. It's
yeah.
strange, so.
Well, like even in fire prevention, right? They'll say if you clean up all the stuff, all the debris, then it doesn't burn. And then when it does, it burns really bad, right? And so like the key is to have smaller fires more often, right? And so in police work, right?
Yeah.
If you quell all the crime, then it builds up,
Okay.
right? And then it releases big.
Little outlets.
Well, that's better, right? Like it's better to have people screaming at each other and never actually touching each other than to have like no screaming and then one day everybody's just fists are hitting each other's heads, you know?
Yeah.
That's not good, right?
I get it. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Is this just a drunk in public?
Yeah, well, I saw him standing up there on the wall, and he was going to fall over and hurt himself. There were people just filming him, almost falling. So I had my guys come over and see if we can find him a ride home. If not, he'll go to the sobering center.
The sobering center. You're not arresting him?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed. I haven't seen any arrests for that.
Yeah, if
drunk
they
in
qualify
public
for
or
the
anything.
sobering center, we definitely use that. Sometimes if they're, trying to fight or something, we can't take them there. If they have other charges, we can't take them there unless we can give them a field release for it.
Do they get charged for that? Like, do they get a bill or something?
No, it's a complete free gift from the city. They've got snacks there. They've got little beds on the floor. The only downfall I'd say to go in there is the facility that the sobering center is in used to be the old medical examiner's office. So you have to get that out of your mind because there was some nasty stuff in there.
Oh, the morgue?
Yeah.
All right.
The autopsies and everything.
Interesting.
Yeah, I heard that they still have flies in there that that visit the tanks underneath where they used to put all the fluids. But so they have a lot of flies. But other than that,
He's definitely fallen all over himself. I'll give you that,
it's
you know.
safety that he goes there.
Yeah, and you know, that goes in spurts too. Actually, a month ago, I was seeing a lot of those. Almost nothing but those.
Interesting.
And then it turned to a lot of fighting, right? And then, I mean, I'd rather go back. I don't like either one, actually. But I think the social power, see, I filmed them, right? Because they're not a victim. Like, they didn't have a heart attack. They did that to themselves.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially when you're actually putting hands on them, that is definitely their past victim status. You know what I mean? They're actually detained.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And,
because they're not free to go, but, you know, luckily the penal code gives us some options.
Yeah, you have some options. That's always good, you know?
Yeah.
I like options, you
So
know?
the police department's new thing is to use the least intrusive method. So whether that be sobering center, mental health services, field release citation, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. And the people, they use the First Amendment.
Absolutely.
You saw that earlier. I'm glad you saw that because I do that when somebody does something really stupid. See, I can't stop you guys from doing anything.
That's true.
And, you know, if you give me an order, I probably should respect it. But afterwards, if I disagree with it, then the First Amendment can be very uncomfortable.
That's true.
Right? And all I ask is that you think about giving me an order before you do it. Is it really worth it? You know what I mean? Am I really in the way?
The only thing I'd caution you
you know,
about is, you know, with the foul language, that guy could have been offended or something.
Who?
But for the guy that the officers were talking to over here, I'm assuming you're
no, he
talking about
couldn't
this.
unless I was talking to him.
Well,
And
he can
even
just
if
say
I
I'm
was,
offended.
no, he can't.
Well, I think he can.
No, he can't.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not. He cannot.
So if he
Cohen
says-
versus California says that fuck the draft is appropriate in a courtroom. And it's sure as hell appropriate on the sidewalk or in this place, this public forum that is in no way like a library that's quiet and peaceful. No reasonable jury is going to think that me talking to an officer and expressing extreme displeasure is going to warrant him the authority to go and break the peace, which is what he would have to do.
But just
Now,
keep
vulgar
one more
language is
thing
not
in mind.
protected. If I was describing an actual sexual act,
Oh, yeah.
right, or like threatening violence, obviously, you know, those are not First Amendment protected. But there wouldn't be no need for a First Amendment if speech was not bothersome and uncomfortable to many.
That's true.
Right? It's supposed to be. And just because somebody says I'm offended, those magic words,
That's true.
doesn't mean that offensive language was actually used.
You know, I have one argument against that, and I think that when America was founded, the First Amendment came about because, you know, in other countries, you can't say bad things about the government because this is a government by the people, of the people, for the people, and they want the people to be able to have control of it and say things about the government. Right?
Yes.
So, you know, the First Amendment also came about that way. But, you know, if we have somebody here who's trying to report a crime, which that guy just seemed to be a little intoxicated and confused, but maybe give him a little space because he's already having a bad night, you know what I mean? And wait till they
Well,
go and then come and talk to Hale like that if you need to.
The thing is that it doesn't
we don't wanna
always
re-victimize.
wait. See,
Well, that's true, but
I
you
mean,
have the option.
I had more power by you know, doing it that way, right? And that's completely within my rights. See,
No,
you
it
guys
is. I'm just
you guys
asking
have
you
a
to
lot
be-
of privileges, right?
But I'm just
And
asking
people,
you to be courteous to the guys
Well-
who might be experiencing a really bad night, you know what I mean?
Well,
Not
you
the
should've-
officers,
I
right,
mean,
but the people on 60.
that guy, he could have got a different officer. You could have come in and stepped aside and actually Hale. I don't know how much he was doing, but the thing is that, see, that's a privilege to stand there
But see, he couldn't talk to
and
us
get
without having, you know, without being interrupted by you because you were so loud.
speech alone is never interference, though.
I'm
3815,
not
Section
saying it
D.
is. I'm only merely
Right, it's-
suggesting a moral compass too, along with it.
Well,
More than
morals.
just the letter of the law.
The thing is that I didn't take an oath to defend any constitutions
But you
or
certainly have
morals, right?
You have morals.
Well, I do. Everybody has their high ground. I've never smoked crack. Okay, that's definitely something that I hold as high ground, right? We all have our high ground.
Absolutely.
And once you lose your high ground, you can never get it back,
Well,
right? But
it takes a long
expressing
time.
my rights
Yeah.
is not something that is ever going to be considered low ground
Well, you
with
can,
me,
you can
right?
obviously do what you want as long as you're not breaking the law. I just wanted to suggest that just as a means of, you know, letting other
Well, you
people
know
who
what he
may be
did,
victims
right?
not be re-victimized.
You know what the whole thing is about, right?
With Officer Hale, and
Yeah.
let's see, the loudspeaker, he was asking people to get off the street.
No, he said, "Oh, it would be so sad if you got ran over."
Okay.
You see, that's inappropriate,
Oh.
right? It's not jokey time. You guys don't have First Amendment privilege.
But some of the guys
I do. You
like
don't.
Well, that's true. That's true. And we discussed that earlier.
Yeah.
Some of the guys like to make like comical announcements as they're going down 6th Street because we play to the crowd as well. We're trying to.
It didn't work. You got heckled out last night.
Well, I suppose so. But,
right.
So you know what they say about the banks, like good things versus bad things, right? So APD, as a collective group of officers, we want to build up our public likes, right? So that, when the times when somebody messes up in APD, hopefully we have more likes and dislikes, and they'll weigh out. So
I haven't counted, but
what we try
there's been lots of likes and many dislikes.
All I want to say is they try and use humor here, so that people understand it's time to get out of the street, but also, hey, these guys are all right. They're not busting us for anything. They're just telling us to get out of the street using some sarcasm, some humor. So sorry you got offended by that, though.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's a joking matter when the servants are talking about running over their masters.
Oh, no, we're not talking about running over you guys.
Well,
we're not going to run over you.
It's not funny. You guys have those horses that come through and they just barrel through. Officer Dodson saved somebody from getting trampled by them.
Oh, good.
And I got that on camera, and that shows that an officer felt that somebody was in danger right in front of the horses, you see?
Perhaps
so
was the guy drunk?
I don't know who he saved or what exactly, but what I'm saying is that you guys have the golf carts and the guns and the badges and the uniforms, and people aren't really trying to attack you. Yes, it happens, but really the people are not your enemy.
I completely agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, if we were, you'd all be like hanging from the tallest oak trees, because there's 300 million people, right?
Absolutely.
And 1 million police officers.
Absolutely.
So if the people were really against you, you'd be done for.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Absolutely,
right?
We have to have people on
and
our
you're
side.
not done for.
Correct.
So obviously the people are not really your enemies. But there are random occurrences.
And that's why we like to use humor, just because we like to keep people on our side, keep friends,
Sure.
Let everybody know this is a happy, fun place to be.
Sure.
What it can be.
Sure. So you're doubling down on that one.
That's
all right.
Try, yeah.
That's all right, because I made my point on that one.
You did.
I'm more concerned with other things, and you've been excellent.
Man, I really appreciate it.
You have been absolutely excellent.
Okay, well,
in fact, you and Sergeant Bazan and Sergeant is it Kalagna?
Maria Kalagna?
Yeah, Maria Kalagna. Yeah, she's been. I've only met her the one time actually yesterday, but she's
going
nice.
to another part of town pretty soon.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, so there'll be a new sergeant down there.
All right. Shaw and me, we clashed. I really knew how to press his buttons, right?
Yeah.
And the right to press,
I can see that happening.
Yeah. Well, he didn't want to talk.
Okay.
And see, nobody has to answer me, right? But that doesn't mean I go away.
That's true.
You see, and it can be very uncomfortable to have somebody just standing there watching, right?
That's
Which
true
you leave
as
me
well.
no option if you won't answer questions, right? That's the power of the press.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's better when you guys just answer my question and I'm gone.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question?
You're probably going to ask me my name again,
I'm
aren't you?
not.
Okay,
I learned my
what?
lesson on that one.
All right.
I'm going to respect that you just don't want to give me your name. So I'm curious about you and your situation. How you ended up in Austin. And
I walked here from Miami.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's amazing.
Well, it seems like it, but it's really just one step in front of the other, right? It's not really that far. You know, you walk probably a lot of distance every day, but you go in circles or a square or a rhombus. You end up in the same place every day that you started, right? But if you just go forward and never turn around, you can get seemingly far, distance-wise, miles and feet on a map. You know, but it's really no farther than anybody else.
That's true. Well, why Austin?
Oh, I didn't pick Austin.
Or
It's
you
just in the line. I mean, you know what I
Do you
mean?
have an end destination? Or you
No,
just
no.
traveling?
I don't make plans like that because plans never survive first contact with the enemy.
That's true.
The enemy being
Best
reality.
laid plans, right?
Right, and a lot of times plans do come true. Some of us are better at planning than others, but really we're just better at predicting the future.
Okay, so how about your education? Because you're obviously very, very intelligent.
Oh, wow, don't start rumors. If anybody comes up to me and is like, I heard you're really intelligent, I'm going to know you started that rumor.
Everybody knows that already. You know?
Well,
at least the sergeants do.
all right. All right.
What is it you say? You're like, press on. And you're like, yeah.
Press on.
And then you
Assemble
say,
forth, Legion about,
Legion about.
sound off, amble,
Amble.
pursue happiness with your life and your liberty on your property And for God's sakes, exercise your Fourth Amendment right as one of the people not to be in your person.
Whatever that means.
Press on. Yeah. Have a good day, After Fox. Press harder. Press now. Like, comment, subscribe. Spread the word. Right? Press on.
Master by the name of Bates, smoking more than all 50 states combined. Yeah, right, I gotta stay on the grind. I got no money, so my weed's on my mind. I hit the club, but you know I can't dance. 7 and 7 in my cutoff chance. Tie that shirt in my long ass hair. What part of how I look makes you think I care?